With the price of oil near 98 bucks a barrel, those puppies are just pumping. Some nice dovetail work. Pioneer cabin. Oh wow. It's Wednesday, July 23rd, 2014. And we're coming to Paradise Hill, Saskatchewan. Looks like an old Cessna 180, early 70s paint job, sitting by the airstrip, the former airstrip. The village no longer maintains it. Looking down on East Main Street from southeast from the road from Bolney, and looking back along East Main. The far elevator was built by British American Grain in 1929 and Cargill rehabilitated at some point. The near elevator was built by Saskatchewan Wheat Pool. It's number 710, 1928, closed in 1990. And there was a UGG built in 1929 that was closed in 1980. Smoking Lens. Liquor board, store, and hotel all in one convenient location. Now, the post office of Paradise Hill has a convoluted history going back to June 1st, 1911, when J.C. Henley established the rural post office of Paradise Hill. On May the 1st, 1928, W.H. Sandall changed it to Sandals, and it eventually became Butte St. Pierre in 1947. Meanwhile, Mrs. E.R. Barber had established the rural post office of Leclerc, April 15th, 1920. It became Archie on October 1st, 1927, under the postmistressship of Jean M. Daly, who was still the postmistress on May 1st, 1928, when the office became Paradise Hill, and looking west down Main. Paradise Hill was incorporated as a village on January the 1st, 1947, and it is the headquarters of the rural municipality of Frenchman Butte in 501, and it has fundraising goals. And again, looking west along Main Street. Paradise Hill is a big place. The avenues run north-south, and they go out as far as 8 on the west end, and all the way down to 3rd Street on the southwest corner. Population had risen to 515 come 2011. On the corner of Main Street and 1st Avenue, looking south, there's the spire of this edifice, built in 1905 in Butte St. Pierre, 10 miles to the southeast of here on pretty rough roads. Moved hither in 1973. It's decorated inside by the famous Count Berthold von Inhofe, a German nobleman who came to this area in 1914 and fell in love with it and stayed and decorated churches. This one in 1929. And Paradise Hill has had a hospital since 1941, and this is the latest. Looking north, up or down 2nd Avenue. And there is K-12 in Paradise Hill. This school dates from 1991. The school district was formed in 1914, a rural school district, but there's been a school in the village since 1942. Classes before then, from 1934, were in the United Church, volunteer fire department, and some false fronts along Main Street. We are down by the elevators and the railroad tracks the Canadian National laid through in 1929 from Spruce Lake Junction on the Turtle Ford St. Walburg line across to Frenchman Butte, 28 miles in total. There was a third-class station near here, built in 1929 at mile 15.4, and initially called Diggs. And it might have been right over there. It was destroyed in 1982. And that trackage over there is at 13 miles that run up to Frenchman's Butte, upon which service was halted in 1976. And on these rails down to Spruce Lake Junction, service was discontinued on March the 17th, 2008. There's the top of the Cargill elevator. And north out of town on First Avenue, the Belleville brothers named Paradise Hill at prominence to the south of town, rising maybe 300 meters around the surrounding area. This was a stop on the Carleton Trail from Fort Carleton to Fort Edmonton. The North Saskatchewan River is just on the other side of Paradise Hill, maybe 10 miles to the south. Settlers began arriving in this area in numbers in 1903. After the territory was surveyed, Métis took up land and other French immigrants arrived, British, German, and people from the United States. The land around here is glacial outwash to the north and to the west, surrounded by undifferentiated glacial till, mounds of it. There's one right there upon which Paradise Hill rests. And that's not the real Paradise Hill. The real Paradise Hill is maybe 7-8 miles to the south. I wonder if that's the old United Grain Growers elevator. Highway 3 runs along the north side of Paradise Hill and takes one over to St. Walburg, 25 km to the northeast. Paradise Hill, Saskatchewan.